What's good, YouTube? It's your man CJ, aka the High Value Nurse, checking in once again, back with another video. Just getting off another hot shift. You dig what I'm saying? Put in that hot little 12 real quick. On my way back to the crib. And I wanted to have a discussion, ladies and gentlemen. I am calling all the overtime shamers to the front of the congregation. Yes, I am. Come on up, because I want to talk to you. Your brother wants to have a conversation. You dig what I'm saying? And here's the first thing that I have to say to you. You might be right. Let's get into it.
But you can live pretty well by yourself.
Again, ladies and gentlemen, my name is CJ, aka the High Value Nurse, checking in. Please do me a favor. Hit that like button for the YouTube algorithm. Hit that notification bell so you'll be notified every time I upload. And once we're done with this, leave a comment and we can continue this conversation. Ladies and gentlemen, we are on the road to 100,000 subscribers. Yes, we are. We're on the road to 100,000. We are almost at 40K. We can probably hit 40K today if all y'all just hit that like button and hit that subscription button. Now, let me say this. I like overtime. I work overtime. And if the president follows through with not taxing overtime, best believe I'm going to work more overtime. You dig what I'm saying? But that's a whole nother conversation for a whole nother day. But ladies and gentlemen, and I'll be the first one to tell you that with the extracurricular activities that I like to participate in, yes, it requires some overtime. It does. There's no shame in saying that. But here's the thing, to all my overtime shamers out there, you have a point with one thing. Some people spend their whole lives working overtime. And see, ladies and gentlemen, although I like to work the overtime, I enjoy the overtime and I enjoy stacking them checks, this is not a forever thing. And I think it's appropriate to address this because some nurses and even some future nurses may get caught up in the overtime trap. Some nurses are caught up in the overtime trap and cannot get out. And that needs to be talked about because we don't want to spend a lifetime working overtime to try to keep up with a lifestyle that we just simply can't afford. That makes no sense at all. And see, my goal is simple. It really is. Stack up $40,000 to $50,000. Continue to live below my means. What else did I want to do? Invest. Cut back on working physically as a nurse minimally as possible. I'll still probably work 2 to 3 days a week. Invest, learn how to invest well, and continue to learn new skills that will help me increase my net worth. Ladies and gentlemen, it really is that simple. And see, here is the psychological trick of overtime. You put in your 60 hours, right? You get that fat check. You done took you a nap. You done spent you some bread. Probably more bread than you should have had spent. Now it's gone. I don't know what you done did. You done bought your Birkin. You know, or whatever y'all buy. I don't know what y'all do. You tricked your money off. Done did it, and you don't have the savings to really replace it. And you say, okay, cool. Let me just work. I'll just do another 60 hours. You dig what I'm saying? I'll do another 60. And then that 60 turns into another 60. But you feel like it's there and it's coming so quick. And then some of y'all get paid the same day. That's a psychological trick. You dig what I'm saying? If you ain't prepared and if you don't come into overtime with a plan, you are going to continue to run this cycle until you burn yourself out. And again, I don't particularly believe in burnout per se because there's so many things to do in nursing, but you can burn yourself out in a particular section of nursing. Like, for an example, like I work in long-term care. I can't wait to leave. I'm counting down my days. You did, because I'm tired of long-term care. So I went to another arena of nursing and I'm trying something new to see if I like it. And if I like it, I'll continue to do it. If not, I'll find something else. But it's so big, you know, I'm sure I'll land somewhere. But really, for real, let's really break this down, because overtime without a mission is like slavery and scrubs. And I say that with all due respect, because I mean, I know that don't compare to real slavery, because you're getting a wage and you getting a good wage, but you plan yourself. The key thing in this thing here is discipline, and that is something I had to learn myself. I had to learn discipline. I had to learn that I can't just take my check and just book cruise after cruise after cruise if I don't have a cushion. You dig? If I don't have an emergency fund. I had to learn that, though. It is what it is. That's what this is, a whole growing and growth experience. I had to learn that, though. But that's something, and see, something they need to really incorporate into nursing schools. I really think instead of these stupid classes that we don't need, they need to put financial classes in nursing school. How to handle your money appropriately, how to set yourself up for retirement with nursing school. You know, information that you can actually use. So if you're going to sell your time, make it count. Work with a purpose. Look, clear your debt. That's what I'm doing. Stack your money. That's what I'm doing. Build you a safety nest. Launch you a brand. That's what I'm doing. You dig what I'm saying? You do what you want to do, but that's what I plan to do. And see, even with the overtime we work, ladies and gentlemen, and this is another trick, but it's a beautiful trick. It's like being blissfully ignorant to a certain degree, that you can work that overtime, take you a week off, come back, work you some more overtime, and it's really like you never missed a step. But if you're not careful, you could really get sucked into the mess. And that's where the overtime shamers may have a point. Now some of these people just don't want to work no kind of hours, no kind of overtime. They wish they could. Some of them wish they really could, but they can't for whatever reason. And then they mad at the next person. I don't know what that's about, but that other stuff, some of that stuff, it might be right. Oh, you know, you gonna spend your whole life at work and everything like that. I hear you on that part. But here's the thing too. If you're broke, it's a state of an emergency, okay? Especially if you're a grown man. If you are broke and you don't have no money at all, especially if you over 25, it should be a state of an emergency. We need to be grinding like the house is on fire and we trying to get everybody out the crib. You dig what I'm saying? So it's no excuse. If you ain't got nothing to show for the time that you spent over the last couple of years, you need to put in the time and put in the work. Yes, you need all the overtime you can get. Now, once you done set yourself up and you done got a plan, okay, now we rolling. Now we talking. Now we can pump the brakes and start to focus on something else, to where we ain't got to spend so much physical time at the job, and we can let the money work for us. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I am not working overtime forever. I am using it to escape the trap. But here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen, because some of us are just natural born hustlers, and it can become a serious addiction, and you have to watch it when you are physically going in and going out of places, especially the older you get. You have to watch it. You have to be careful. I'm not telling you not to put in no work. That is the furthest thing from what I'm talking about. But what I am saying is that you have to be cautious about the things that you do. You feel me? You got to be cautious, because that addiction is very, very, very real. It's very real. But here's the thing. Here's the messed up part about that addiction. It don't mean that it don't necessarily mean you're going to be successful. It don't mean that all that work you put in is going to be even worth something without a plan. Without a plan, and without the key word, discipline. But right now, I'm in grind mode. Clearly, y'all see that. We got the $10,000 in 30-day challenge popping off in July. This is grind season for me. Summertime, this is grind season. I had to take off 8 months. You dig what I'm saying? I had to focus on school. But, you know, I paid for school cash. I had to do what I had to do. I had to still take care of my household and take care of things and that needed to be taken care of, because it don't stop. And there's no excuses over here. But once I hit that goal, I'm falling back and focusing on the things that I love. And the fly thing about nursing, even in the middle of that grind, you can still focus on the things that you love because of the flexibility depending on what you do. That's why you're never going to hear me talk bad about nursing at all. Oh, I hate this. No, you're not going to get that from me. It's too many opportunities. It's too many opportunities and it's too many things to do within this field for me to sit here and talk bad about it. Yeah, I got its problems. Sure. Everybody else got their problems too. So if you somebody that's working a lot of overtime, ask yourself this question. Am I stacking this money with a purpose? Am I stacking this money with a purpose? Or am I just doing this to repeat the cycle of collecting another check stub? Ask yourself that and really sit down and analyze. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with working at OT. But if it's not done with a purpose, what are we actually doing it for? You deserve more than just to be on survival mode. But you got to make them right steps to get out of that place, to get out of that race. That's all I'm saying. You got this fly career. You got this nursing license. And if you have a passport, you need to enjoy your life. You need to have you some fun. But ain't no sense of doing it if you broke. But ain't no sense of continuously beating yourself into the ground and you can't even enjoy the fruits of your labor. You need balance, ladies and gentlemen. But anyway, my name is CJ, aka the High Value Nurse, checking in once again, back with another video. If you enjoyed this video, like button for the YouTube algorithm. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think, and we can continue this conversation in the comments. Notification bell. And until next time, if you don't do nothing else, get paid. Young nurse, get paid. Peace.